Yeah, well, it seems like we have a fourth branch of government and it's technology companies, and they hide behind this fact that I'm a private company and you're not following my community policy. And then they subjectively interpret that as they wish, and they kill freedom of speech because it's in this digital space. And no longer do we go down to the community center or the local saloon and speak. Now we kind of have to use these digital platforms. And I mean, over here, we're fighting to say, look, these are public utilities. They're going to have to respect the law of the land. And whether it's Article 10 of the European Convention that says freedom of speech or it's the First Amendment, man, I think it's time now. And Trump came out the other day off against Twitter and said, wait a second, what are you doing? You know, you're telling me, some guy in Silicon Valley is telling me that I can't speak. It's gone too far, I think.
Well, Brian, let me help you out here. How old are you, Brian?
I'm 49.
Okay, you respect your elders. I'll be 72 this year.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of water under that bridge. In fact, I've built bridges and broke bridges and destroyed bridges, and I've swam across raging rapids without a bridge. And you respect your elders when I tell you that that's why I love Donald Trump. I can tell in our short experience together here, just in a matter of minutes, that the reason you're censored is the same reason I'm censored, and the same reason President Trump is censored. And I think anybody who finds others controlling them is because already you've impressed me that you not only get it, but you speak truth, logic, common sense. Not your truth. I think self-evident truth. Even at the tender age of 49, you realize that you have an obligation first to yourself to be honest, examine the occasions in your life, the evidence in your life, study history the best that you can, identify where mistreatment and power abuse and corruption and criminality have destroyed cultures. And sounds to me like my buddy Brian over there in jolly old England is fighting against those actions and misdeeds so that we can maximize the good while we're fighting to reduce and ultimately eliminate the bad and the ugly. We'll never eliminate it before we're working on it. So I salute you, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak. And do not forget, we just randomly went in my barn this morning. I'm going to do a live stream with England. I love England. I miss the milk. I had great bird hunting up in the borders, a beautiful red stag up in Inverness, and the greatest rock and roll audiences. I mean, I'm a lucky Detroit guitar player. But what you see behind me are just a partial accumulation of thousands and thousands of military and law enforcement coins, first responder badges, that they hear me talk. These are brave, heroic people. They hear me stand up for self-evident truth. And just now I got this beautiful letter from a commando of the United States Marine Corps. He gave me a flag that was flown over a war zone where his buddies died fighting for freedom in the Constitution. So when I speak, it's not just some smart-ass guitar player, though it's partially a smart-ass guitar player. But the reason I'm a smart-ass is because great people, families with terminally ill children come to me since the 1960s because they hear what I say and they see how I live. And they go, my little daughter is 7 and she won't make it to her 8th birthday. And she wants to go hunting with Uncle Ted. I can't imagine how I ever qualified for that. But when I speak, it's not my personal point of view. It's an accumulation of heart and soul, sincerity, and experiences by people tuned into the world around them. And these military and law enforcement and first responder patches behind me are just a tiny percentage example of how the greatest people in the world communicate with me every day. That's why I'm like this. That's why I celebrate these things and fight for them. I'm on the side of law and order, not looters and terrorists. So my confidence cup runneth over.